Hey, this is Ken with Casual Furniture World. Today I wanted to talk to you today between the difference between a shade and a wind cantilever, because this is a popular component that a lot of our customers add onto their patios, their decks, their pool decks, a lot of different areas for their outdoor areas. So the cantilever behind me is actually the Polaris cantilever by Shademaker. That is a sister company of Treasure Garden. The one we're looking at is their largest option in square. It also comes available in rectangular and octagon as well. But this is a commercial grade umbrella that is primarily used for shade, but also can be left up because it is rated and tested with immense wind. So they actually put this through testing up to about 117 miles per hour. So it can withstand very high winds in situations at the shore, if you have a hurricane, or God forbid a tornado here where we live. So it is going to use a very heavy base. The Affinity base by Shademaker for this particular umbrella is over 700 pounds, and it does take a large footprint. But the recommended desired way of mounting these is actually in concrete or doing an in-ground mount, which are very affordable options compared to the Affinity base that is shown on our floor. These umbrellas are going to cost a little bit more up front, but you're going to have a lot less issues with them over time. Your canopy is a Sunbrella fabric. You can also upgrade to a Sunbrella marine grade fabric, which is a 10-year warranty versus a 5-year warranty that most Sunbrella fabrics offer to customers. Your ribs and your posts are going to be primarily a lot thicker quality aluminum. So, you know, to withstand those winds, you have to have that thickness. So they're not going to break as easy with immense winds. There's not a whole lot of tilting mechanisms with these. You can lower this umbrella and tilt it downwards on the backside, but that's really the only way you can tilt it. You don't want a whole lot of tilt mechanisms if you're going to use an umbrella commercially or for wind situations, because those tilt levers and stuff can break very easily. You can rotate this umbrella 360 degrees, so that comes in handy if I have a deep seating set, a couch, a sofa, a chair, and a dining set very close to each other. I can shade both areas or choose which area I'm going to shade. So these are very cost effective in comparison to me doing a pergola or deciding to cover my outdoor area. This particular option here, you know, is right around $4 to $5 grand in this size threshold, and it depends on if you're picking Sunbrella or Sunbrella marine grade. They come in several different options for your canopy as well as your pole color. Your Affinity base can be pricey, but doing an in-ground mount is normally only about 200 bucks. So very price conscious. If you did want to do the Affinity base, it is expensive. You're spending over $3,000, maybe close to $4,000 for that base. And they size those bases based on how big an umbrella is. So you may not need a 700-pound Affinity base on a smaller umbrella. You may just need a 550 or 650 pound base. So your price may go down a little bit. So, but this is more of a cantilever for a commercial space, or if you want to be more hands-off and leave this cantilever up all the time, maybe not have to worry about it. Maybe if you have a really bad storm coming your way, you put it down. But if I want to be hands-off and not mess with it so much, this is a great option for you, as well as gives you a better option for quality on your canopy by doing a marine grade fabric. Now we're going to look at some of the features a little closer, like the lever, the rotation lever, and how we can lower it down to access the crank, as well as the tilt lever. So let's take a quick look at that right quick. So this is your tilt lever. This allows me to tilt the umbrella downwards. This as well gives me the option to lower this umbrella down, so lower or raise it up, and as well tilt it downward. So if I'm getting some sunlight from this way, this comes in handy. Also, if you look down here, they hide away your 360 rotation bar. So this pulls out and you just swing this, and this is what rotates your umbrella 360 degrees. You also are getting a view here of that affinity base. You see it's taken about probably 3.5 by 3.5 space-wise. But if you did an in-ground mount, just know that this little piece here is all you're going to take up space-wise. So just pointing those things out since we've already talked about it. So this is the shade option. Most residential customers for our store go with this AKZ Plus cantilever by Treasure Garden. This is more of a value price cantilever. We're not going to get up into the $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 price point on this particular cantilever, but it is a cantilever that is more based for shade. So you're not going to leave this thing down. And once you use it, I would recommend to lower this down every single time. It's rated for small wind, like 15 miles per hour. So if it's a gusty day or if a surprise storm comes up, it could really damage this particular umbrella. It does offer a lot of upgrades in the means of tilt features. So this particular umbrella is going to have more tilt options for you as a customer. It comes in 4 sizes. The one behind me is a 13-foot octagon. It also comes in an 11-foot octagon, a 10 by 13 rectangular, and also an 11.5 square. You can choose Sombrella as your fabric that's going to have a 5-year warranty. All the ones we show on our floor has an Abravia fabric on it. That's a polyester based fabric that only has a 4-year fade warranty on it. So just one less year than Sombrella. It still has a lot of the same cleaning attributes and performance that Sombrella has. It's just going to bring your price down a little bit. So if you're price conscious, great, we got Abravia for you. If you want Sombrella, we can order that for you, and they have several different color options. Pole colors, you can change that. Black and bronze are obviously the most popular, but they have added a couple other pole colors for these cantilevers as well. A lot of the same mounting options. So you can do an in-ground mount, you can do a concrete mount, you can do a deck mount, which will require some extra reinforcement by a contractor or a handyman, or they come with the standard 3x3 base that comes 2 ways. So I have a 400-pound base that is stationary that we'll look at here in a second, and we also have a movable base. This cantilever also is constructed of all aluminum. It's not going to be as heavy duty as the Shademaker we just looked at, but it is still all aluminum, so very much you can put it outside. You don't have to worry about it rusting or falling apart very easily. In this particular case, this cantilever will tilt side to side and back and forth. It does come with a cover, like both cantilevers do come with covers. And you have a lot of different color options, a little bit more than Shademaker is going to offer you. So let's take a look at some of the extra features that you get with Treasure Garden versus Shademaker. Just know that this is going to be an umbrella, if you use it, that you're going to want to put it down after each use. You definitely don't want to leave this up all the time. If you do, you'll be calling our stores wanting to get it repaired because something's going to have happened to it. So let's take a quick look and look at a couple of the different options. So on the AKZ, it's got a little handle back here that you can press. That allows you to lower this up and down for your tilt setting. So if you're getting some sun from this direction, you can lower that down. You also have your tilt lever here. So I can actually, if you get a little closer, you can actually see the degree here of what I want to set it at. So I'm going to set it at 18 degrees. This will take my cantilever to an 18-degree tilt setting. So if I'm getting some sun from that way or this way, I can easily shade myself by tilting my umbrella. You don't get that with Shademaker because it's more commercial based. Also, if you look down here, this is your tilt lever, so they don't hide it in the pole. You just step on it, and that allows you to rotate this thing 360 degrees. And this is your actual decompression. So if I push this down, I actually then can move this base around. So as you can see, there's lots of different options depending on what you want. If you want a cantilever that's going to offer you more shade, more tilt options, maybe not as much stability or commercial use setting, the AKZ Plus behind us is a great option. If you're wanting something you have to be less hands-on with, maybe has a better warranty, better canopy system, you know, obviously the Shademaker Polaris is going to be a great option for you, and there are a lot of different options in that company as well. But cantilevers are a great way to add shade to your property without having to do a pergola or an existing structure or add on to your house, which can be tens of thousands of dollars. You can get away in most of these cases for less than $5,000. So a great addition to any patio. And the great thing to know is by adding a cantilever, and if you're under a cantilever, it will lower your temperature outside by about 15 degrees. So if I'm sitting under a cantilever and it's 90 degrees outside, it's gonna feel like 75. So definitely a way to cool down in the summertime.